Shayne, after the Nebraska match, when you were getting the hand raised, you were almost glowing. Can you just talk about that environment and what you're looking forward to going back to the BJC for this one?
Yeah, so I'm a little bit partial to Rec Hall, and I feel like that's more home for me. But it's cool to go over to BJC, get all the lights and all the fans. It's a cool environment, but I definitely like Rec Hall more.
Shayne, I guess we haven't had the opportunity to ask you, but a flurry of points in that Maryland duel. I mean, I know it's history at this point, but 30 points in 2 periods. Just kind of walk us through that match and just how it unfolded that way.
Yeah, I was wrestling a really good opponent and made a couple mistakes early on, but just continuing to focus on the next score was the only thing I was thinking. Just go get the next one.
When you were younger, Shayne, did an early mistake like that harder for you to come back from mentally in a match, if that makes sense? You know what I mean? Like when you were younger?
Yeah, that was actually something I did quite a bit in high school. I would go down a lot in big matches and then come back. So I was kind of used to it when I was younger, but I've been trying to avoid that and not make that a habit as I move on.
Wrestling in here, obviously you guys have the top room in the country. It's no surprise, but how does it help you guys to have matches like Ohio State, Iowa, things like that in the Big Ten to prepare you guys for nationals?
Well, I chose Penn State partially because they were in the Big Ten, because I knew that was the hardest schedule, and I wanted to wrestle the best guys. I love the challenge, and so getting to wrestle all these great teams going into nationals is just like the best preparation I can think of.
Shayne, you're familiar with Ethan Styles. What does he do well, and what do you expect in this for Friday?
I'm sorry, who?
Your opponent for Friday?
I haven't looked, to be honest with you. I've just been focusing on what I do.
How often do you get to scrap with Nate Desmond now that he's around 141? Do you get to roll with him a lot?
Yeah, I do. I really like Nate a lot. He's got a feel like no one else. He's a one-of-a-kind talent, and he's been a great training partner for me.
What's it, from what you've seen, to adjust like that, to go up 2 weight classes? Has it been a challenge for him? Has it been easy? What have you seen?
Nate's a go-getter. It doesn't matter if he's going to wrestle 141 or if he's going to wrestle 285. He's going to go get him.
What's it been like to scramble with PJ Duke? PJ comes in with his own pedigree. What have you learned from him? What have you maybe passed on to him?
So PJ is one person I haven't wrestled with too much, but he has great positioning, and his hips, he's got a lot of power, and he's just a really talented guy.
What do you see efforts from Desmond, Duke last week? All the guys who win the close matches. That sort of continues and carries over from week to week. Does that fire you guys up?
I think so. I haven't really put too much thought into that, though, to be honest with you.
What are your thoughts on Mazzo? I guess when was the first time you met him? And when you have a guy that comes in, he's such a freestyle stud, to kind of learn this folk style stuff. What are your first impressions of him, and how have you seen him kind of grow through?
Yeah, I like having that outsider perspective, and I think for me, I like to learn as much as I can. So I've been trying to take everything I can from him and help him, teach him some stuff along the way.
Does any of that include learning Japanese? Learn any of that going around the team?
No, I haven't done too much of that.
You talk about your end of match ritual. You kind of you always bow, you always go over and talk to shake hands with their coach. Why do you do that?
So I bow as a sign of respect to my opponent and to the people there watching. I do that before and after I compete. And then I go over and shake the hands again as a sign of respect. There was something I did in high school, and when I got to college they told me, oh, we don't do that anymore, but I just always thought it was a respect thing. And so one way to look at it is, if it's something you'll do whether you win or lose, I don't think there's a problem with it, but if you only do it when you win, then it's not about respect at that point.
Shayne, what have you seen from Braden Davis this season, how he's improved, and then initially planning to redshirt and then coming into the lineup all of a sudden? Just how's that transition been for him?
It's cool to have Braden back in the lineup, and it's cool to see him getting better every week. He came in late, but every week he comes in and he gets a little bit better each week.
Did that help him? Did that help him in any way? Maybe going through that period where, hey, not the pressure of being in the lineup, or did maybe it change his approach at all?
I think that'd be a question for him.
Talk to wrestlers over the years, and some of them, about getting cut in matches. And sometimes it's like, oh, that fuels me, having the blood kind of trickle down. For you, how do you deal with the cuts in the middle of the match, especially with Mitchell getting cut like he did the other day?
When you're in the match, you don't really notice it, and then they gotta just kind of pull you off in order for them to clean it up. But for the outside guys, you're always worried about, making sure that they're safe. So watching, I was a little bit worried. There was a lot of blood, but he finished up okay and he's doing good.